Stop everything you're doing right now and truly listen to what I'm about to tell you. Have you ever felt that inside you lives a force capable of changing everything, but something invisible locks it away? Have you ever sensed that you could be far greater, far stronger, far brighter, but an inner voice whispers, "Don't do it. It's dangerous." This is not just another motivational talk about believing in yourself. This is about how your subconscious was programmed to fear your own power. This is the key that will remove the chains holding you in place your entire life. The moment you've been waiting for has already arrived. Think about it. Right now, reading these words, something inside you knows that you're capable of more. This knowing pulses in every cell of your body. But fear of your own power keeps you in a cage you built yourself. Today, we will open that door. Today, you will learn why you've hidden from your true potential your entire life. The universe didn't bring you to this moment by accident. Every disappointment, every failure, every time you stopped halfway to a dream, all of it was preparation for this awakening. Are you ready to finally see the truth? Scientific foundation. Your thoughts are literally shaping your reality right now. This is not a metaphor, it's physics. Your brain produces electricity, real, measurable electromagnetic waves. Every thought creates a specific pattern, a unique electrical signature. When you think about fear, your brain creates one frequency. When you think about power, a completely different one. These waves don't stay inside your head. They radiate outward, interacting with the quantum field around you. When your thoughts and feelings come into alignment, these electromagnetic fields synchronize. We call this coherence. Imagine an orchestra where all instruments play in unison. This creates a powerful, pure signal. This signal interacts with the quantum field, the very field of infinite possibilities surrounding us. At the quantum level, particles exist as waves of possibilities until they are observed. Your attention, your energy, your vibration, they collapse these waves into real events in your life. But here's the catch. If you fear your power, if inside you lives the belief, "I shouldn't be too bright," your brain creates a pattern of sabotage. You literally emit energy of limitation, and the quantum field responds with the same limited possibilities, situations that confirm your smallness. Everything inside you is reflected in the external world. Your energy is a magnet, and it attracts what resonates with its frequency. The problem and its origins. Here's what most people don't understand. Fear of your own power is not innate. You weren't born with the thought, "I should be smaller, quieter, less noticeable." No, it was implanted in you. Most people wait for something external to change their internal state, to give them permission to be great. But it's the opposite. Change begins from within. And the first step is understanding where this fear came from. Your mother was your first universe, your first experience of love, safety, acceptance, or rejection. During the first months and years of your life, you were literally connected to her energetic field, absorbing every emotion, every belief, every fear. Your small developing brain was like a sponge, absorbing not only what she said, but what she felt, what she believed, what she feared. If your mother feared her own power, if society taught her to be modest, to not stand out, to know her place, this program was passed to you, not through words, through energy, through millions of non-verbal signals. When you displayed brightness, power, confidence, and saw anxiety or judgment in her eyes. Your brain recorded, being strong is dangerous. It threatens love. It repels people. This pattern was inscribed in your subconscious as a survival law. Let me explain how this works at the neurobiological level. Before age 7, your brain is in a state that scientists call theta waves. This is a state of hypersuggestibility. At this age, you don't yet have critical thinking to filter information. You simply download programs. What's safe, what's dangerous, who you are, what's allowed. And if during this period you are punished for displaying power, for wanting too much, speaking too loudly, being too confident, these neural pathways became entrenched as the operating system of your personality. Stay with me until the end of this video, because their principles and concrete practices will be revealed that can completely change your life. What you'll learn next will help you not just understand your fear of power, but permanently free yourself from it. Subscribe to Energy of Spirit, like this video, and leave any comment, for example, 3 sevens, 777. Any comment and like from you helps the YouTube algorithm promote this video to those who need it most right now. You become a conduit of transformation for other souls. Thank you for your support. In-depth problem analysis. First obstacle, the Don't Stand Out program. When you were a child and displayed your uniqueness, your power, your brilliance, what happened? Perhaps a teacher said, "Don't talk so much, let others speak." A parent noticed, "Don't brag." Peers laughed. "Who do you think you are to believe you're special?" Every time your brightness met resistance, your brain concluded, standing out is dangerous. It leads to rejection. Listen to how this works at the energetic level. Every time you hold yourself back, your energetic field shrinks. Imagine your aura as a light that should shine 10 meters around you. But fear of rejection makes you shrink to 1 meter. You literally make yourself smaller so others feel comfortable. And what happens? The universe responds with situations where you go unnoticed, unvalued, passed by. Don't stand out. Don't stand out. Don't stand out. This mantra blocks the flow of abundance because abundance flows to those who dare to occupy their space. This is not a metaphor, it's biology. When you suppress your power, your body produces cortisol, a stress hormone. Chronic self-suppression leads to physical disease, thyroid problems, energy of self-expression, throat pain, unexpressed truth, heart problems, closeness to your own power. Your body screams, "Free me, let me be myself." But the old program keeps you in a narrow, safe cage of mediocrity. Second obstacle, fear of responsibility. Here's what most people don't understand. Fear of power is often a disguised fear of responsibility. Being strong means being responsible. It means you can no longer hide behind excuses. You can no longer say, "It didn't work because of circumstances. I would have succeeded, but I was prevented. It's not my fault." When you acknowledge your power, you acknowledge that you are the creator of your reality. Think about this for a moment. If you really are a powerful creator, if your thoughts and emotions really do shape your life, what does this mean for everything that's happened to you so far? It means that on some level, you created this life yourself. Not consciously, of course, through subconscious programs, through the vibration of fear, through beliefs in unworthiness. But still, you were at the helm, and this frightens you. Because if you created this life, then you're responsible for changing it. Most people prefer the role of victim. Victim, victim, victim. Why? Because a victim isn't responsible. A victim can blame others, circumstances, government, parents, partners, economics. A victim receives sympathy. A victim doesn't have to risk. But a victim never gains power, never changes their destiny, never manifests dreams. When you speak the words, "It's not my fault," you also say, "It's not in my power." And the quantum field hears this as, "Keep this person in powerlessness." The energetic impact is colossal. Every time you refuse responsibility, you give away your power. Your electromagnetic field sends the signal, "I can't. It's not me. I'm weak." And the universe, like a mirror, reflects back situations where you truly can't, where someone else decides for you, where you're powerless. Everything inside you is reflected in the external world. Third obstacle, fear of loss of love. This is perhaps the deepest obstacle. At a subconscious level, many of us believe, if I'm too strong, too successful, too bright, I'll be abandoned. I'll be alone. This fear has evolutionary roots. For our ancestors, being cast out from the tribe meant death. Our brain is still programmed for this. Belonging equals survival. Let me explain the mechanism. When you were a child, your dependence on your parents was absolute. Without their care, you wouldn't have survived. And if every time you displayed strength, power, confidence, you saw withdrawal, coldness, or anger in their eyes, your brain registered this as a threat to life, not a rational threat, but a primitive, instinctive one. Power equals loss of love equals death. This neural pathway became embedded like concrete in the foundation of your psyche. Now, as an adult, you unconsciously sabotage yourself every time you approach success, power, greatness. You arrive late for an important meeting, forget to send documents, get sick before a presentation, choose a partner who criticizes your achievements. Why? Because part of you still believes that power will push people away, that you'll be loved only if you're small, weak, needy. Listen to how the internal dialogue of many people sounds. If I become rich, my friends will envy me and distance themselves. If I become famous, everyone will want something from me, and no one will love the real me. If I achieve success, my partner will feel inferior and leave. These beliefs bind you to mediocrity with invisible threads. They whisper, "Stay small, it's safer." And you stay, not because you can't be great, but because you fear paying the price. Loneliness. Fourth obstacle, fear of envy and negative energy. Here we touch a very subtle but powerful mechanism. Many people unconsciously fear their power because they fear others' envy. If you grew up in an environment where others' success was criticized, devalued, gossiped about, you learned being visible means becoming a target. Your subconscious protects you by keeping you in shadow. This is not a metaphor, it's energetics. Envious thoughts of others really do create certain vibrational fields. And if you're sensitive, and most powerful souls are very sensitive, you can feel this discomfort. In childhood, when you were praised and someone close responded with envy or devaluation, your brain linked this. Recognition equals attack. Now, when an opportunity to shine appears, your body sends alarm signals. Danger! Don't do it! You'll be noticed. You'll be attacked. But here's the catch. While you hide your power from fear of others' envy, you give them authority over your life. You literally allow others' unhealed shadows to manage your destiny. You betray your purpose for an illusion of safety. And what happens? You live in quiet despair, knowing you're capable of more, but never allowing yourself it. Your soul suffocates, your energy stagnates, and disease, depression, anxiety come as symptoms of a life that doesn't match your true nature. Every word you speak is a command to the universe. When you think, I can't be successful because people will envy me, the universe responds, good, I'll keep you in poverty and obscurity. You yourself create a prison out of fear of others' opinions. Fifth obstacle, the I'm unworthy program. This is a core belief that feeds all other fears. Deep inside, many of us carry the wound of unworthiness. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve a great life. Who am I to have all this? This wound forms very early, often in the moment when you were rejected, abandoned, unprotected, when you needed love most. A child cannot understand that a parent is incapable of giving love due to their own trauma. A child makes the only logical conclusion for their brain. Something's wrong with me. I don't deserve love. This belief becomes an operating system. And when an opportunity for success, abundance, happiness appears, this system launches a sabotage program. Stop. You don't deserve it. This is for others, not you. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you been on the verge of something great, and at the last moment, something went wrong? How many times have you yourself destroyed relationships when they became too good? How many times have you rejected opportunities, justifying yourself with, this isn't mine, or it's not the right time? It's not chance. It's not bad luck. It's your subconscious protecting you from cognitive dissonance between I'm unworthy and I have all this. Neuroplasticity shows us that the brain physically changes depending on our beliefs. If you believe in unworthiness, your brain literally forms neural connections that search for evidence of this unworthiness. You see the world through the filter, I can't. This isn't for me. I won't be lucky. This is called confirmation bias. Your brain ignores all evidence of your worth and power and focuses on any proof that you're insufficient. The energetic matrix of unworthiness radiates a very low vibration. It's the frequency of shame, which sits at the very bottom of the emotional spectrum. When you vibrate at the frequency of shame, you attract situations and people that confirm, yes, you're unworthy. The law of attraction works flawlessly, not because the universe wants to punish you, but because it reflects your internal reality. Everything inside you is reflected in the external world. Sixth obstacle, fear of the unknown. Most people don't understand that fear of power is also fear of the unknown. Being small, weak, limited, this is familiar. This is your comfort zone. You know how to be a victim. You know how to struggle and not succeed. This is your familiar landscape. But what if you really do unleash your power? Who will you become? What life awaits you? Who will remain? What will be required of you? This is unknown. And for the brain, unknown equals danger. Our brain is evolutionarily tuned to choose familiar unhappiness over unknown happiness. Because familiar is predictable. You can prepare, control. Unknown is a risk. It's a leap into a void. And most people prefer the familiar prison of unknown freedom. Let me explain what happens in the brain. When you think about major changes, about unleashing your full power, the amygdala activates, the fear center. It sends alarm signals, danger, unfamiliar territory. Your body fills with adrenaline, you feel discomfort, and immediately you retreat back into familiar patterns. Maybe this isn't necessary. Maybe I'm exaggerating my abilities. Better to be realistic. But realism is often disguised fear. It's a way to rationalize smallness. You tell yourself, I'm just soberly assessing the situation, when really you're saying, I'm afraid to try. Unknown, unknown, unknown. This fear keeps millions of people and lives half the size of their true potential. Seventh obstacle, collective agreement on smallness. Here's the final, most insidious level. We live in a society that has an unspoken agreement about smallness. The educational system teaches you to follow rules, not ask too many questions, not stand out. Media show you that success is for the chosen few, the talented, the lucky. Religion often teaches humility, which gets confused with self-negation. Blessed are the poor in spirit is interpreted as be small, obedient, don't ask for too much. This collective field of limitation is very strong. It's like an invisible net that holds everyone in place. When someone starts shining too brightly, the collective pulls them back. Who do you think you are? Think you're better than us? Come back to earth. This phenomenon is called tall poppy syndrome. In a field where all poppies are the same height, the one that grows taller gets cut down. Your subconscious absorbed this collective agreement. It lives in you as the program, don't stick out, it's dangerous. And every time you're ready to transcend the collective norm, this program activates. You feel irrational fear, panic attacks before an important presentation, illness before launching a project, self-sabotage on the threshold of success. This is not weakness. This is the influence of the collective field. But here's what's important to understand. You don't have to conform to this field. You can choose a different frequency. Every great person in history did exactly this, refused the collective agreement about smallness, and chose to live in accordance with their true nature. But this requires awareness. It requires courage. It requires daily choice. I no longer obey the program of limitation. The path to healing first step, radical honesty. You must be ready to look at the truth without filters, without excuses, without blame. The truth is that you fear your power, not because you're weak, but because you were programmed to be afraid. This recognition doesn't make you a victim. On the contrary, it's the first act of power, to see the chains before you can break them. Sit in silence and ask yourself, where do I sabotage myself? Where do I stop halfway? Which opportunities do I reject? Which dreams do I bury under layers of realism? You cannot heal what you refuse to feel. Allow yourself to see the pattern. It's there. It repeats again and again. Name it. Say aloud, I fear my power, and this keeps me in a cage. Second step, awareness of roots. Trace the program to its source. When did you first learn that being strong was dangerous? Was there a moment when you were punished for confidence? Or when you saw a strong person rejected, criticized, isolated? Maybe you saw a parent suffer from their success and decided it's better to be small than to suffer. Awareness is the first step. Without awareness, there's no choice. With awareness comes freedom. Third step, reprogramming. Your brain is plastic. The neural pathways that keep you in fear can be changed, but this requires repetition, discipline, intention. Try this simple exercise right now. Take 3 deep breaths. On the exhale, imagine breathing out fear of power. Literally visualize dark energy leaving your body. Now on the inhale, imagine golden light entering you. This is the energy of your true power, your divine right to be great. Feel how this light fills every cell. Say to yourself, I am safe in my power. My greatness serves the world. When I shine, I give permission for others to shine. Repeat this every day. Morning and before sleep. Your brain will begin forming new neural pathways. Fourth step. Small acts of courage. You cannot jump from fear to power in one day, but you can take small steps. Every day do something that slightly frightens you. Speak truth when you want to be silent. Ask for what you need. Show your work even if you fear criticism. Each small act of courage sends a signal to your subconscious. We're safe. Power doesn't kill, it liberates. Fifth step, surroundings. You cannot rise if surrounded by people invested in your smallness. Find those who celebrate your power rather than envy it, those inspired by your growth rather than threatened by it. This may mean releasing some relationships. It hurts, but it's necessary. You become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose consciously. New words of power. Words are spells. They create vibration that shapes reality. Here are replacements that will change your energetic signature. Instead of, I fear my power, I embrace my divine power. Instead of, I don't deserve it, I am worthy of all the universe's abundance. Instead of, what will people think? I live according to my truth. Instead of, it's selfish to want more, my thriving serves the world. Instead of, I'm not good enough, I am perfect as I am, and I grow constantly. List of affirmations for daily repetition. I am safe in my power. My greatness is my natural state. I am created for an incredible life. When I shine, the world becomes brighter. I deserve love, success, and abundance. My power is a gift to the world. I am freed from fear of greatness. The universe supports my ascension. I give myself permission to be all I'm called to be. My word is creative vibration. Repeat these affirmations, not mechanically, but with feeling. Feel every word in your body. Let it resonate in every cell. Remember, thought without emotion is just words. But thought charged with emotion creates coherence, and that changes the quantum field. Examples of great people. If Nelson Mandela had feared his power, he would have broken in prison. But he used 27 years of imprisonment to strengthen his inner power, his clarity, his vision. When he was released, he wasn't a victim. He was a leader who transformed a nation. His power didn't repel people, it inspired millions. If Oprah Winfrey had allowed her traumatic childhood to define her, if she had feared her charisma, her voice, her ability to influence, she would have remained in poverty. But she chose to own her power, and not just for herself. She used her platform to elevate others, to give voice to the invisible. Her power became service. Steve Jobs said, "Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't get trapped in dogma, living according to someone else's thinking." He understood the world is built by people no smarter than you. The difference is they weren't afraid of their power. They didn't ask permission to be great. They just were. Powerful conclusion. Your life is not happening to you. It's responding to you. Every thought, every emotion, every belief sends a signal to the quantum field, and the field responds. If you send fear of your power, the field returns situations where you're powerless. If you send acceptance of your greatness, the field opens doors you haven't even dreamed of. Perfect timing is not about luck, it's about alignment. You are exactly where you need to be right now. Every trial, every time you hid your power, every disappointment all of it prepared you for this moment of awakening. The moment when you say, enough. I will no longer live in fear. I will no longer play small. I will no longer ask the world's permission to be myself. Your future is not determined by your past. Your past is just data, programs that can be rewritten. Today, right now, you can choose a new operating system, a system where power is safety, where greatness is normal, where your light doesn't threaten, it heals. Trust the process. Trust your path. The universe doesn't make mistakes. You were created with a specific purpose, with unique gifts, with power that must be expressed, not for your ego, for service. Right now, something wonderful is making its way to you. Opportunities that match your true nature. People who recognize your power and celebrate it. A life that reflects your internal greatness. But this requires one thing from you, the courage to stop hiding. The courage to break the chains of collective agreement about smallness. The courage to say, I was afraid, but I will no longer allow fear to govern my destiny. Choose your thoughts carefully. Choose your feelings intentionally. These choices create your future. Every word you speak is a command to the universe. Every vibration you emit is a magnet for corresponding reality. You are not a small, frightened being in a vast world. You are limitless consciousness temporarily playing a human role. Your power is not confined to your body, circumstances, or past. Your power is the very fabric of the universe flowing through you. Stop fearing it, embrace it, own it, and watch your life transform into a reflection of who you've always been. Divine, powerful, limitless, a being of light.